Nero knowledge video I'm about to react to is called How to Manifest Anything You Want in 2025. It's about 50 minutes long, so this video is going to be kind of long because I'm going to react to the whole thing. And it starts off with, that's not enough to get your desired reality. Shout out to Nero Knowledge. First off, I'm going to have all his content, all his socials linked in the description below. Obviously, I'm going to tag him. Do all the things to give respects to the original content creator. And this is my form of the notes. This is my form of the notes that he be asking people to put in the comments. So we're gonna get straight into it. Let's play and let's react. Let's see.
You actually need a new frequency, but I'm not a rapper though.
But I'm not a rapper though.
Have you ever seen that video? Super hot fire, but I'm not a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
Nero is the most, I think, authentic, I wouldn't say person on YouTube, but he is very authentic. But I think he's in this space, he's like very authentic.
Unfortunately, most people's New Year's resolutions don't tend to stick, and they don't tend to stick because you're operating from the wrong plane of existence. So long as you continue to operate like a human instead of a god, then you're going to be trapped within the confinements of this third dimensional realm. You actually need to know how to break away from the 90%, because chances are you're somebody who's done New Year's resolutions multiple times. Maybe it's losing weight, maybe it's getting your money right, maybe it's getting your head right. It doesn't matter. But
this Friday is actually, because today is what, the 6th? This Friday is called Quitters Day. So that's the day that everyone just quits their New Year's resolutions.
Never seems to stick. And in this video, I'm going to explain why it never sticks and why it will never stick for many people. The causal factors that actually will alter your reality. Because, as I said, in order for you to enter your desired reality, you need to transcend the confinements of these third dimensional realm illusions, which you don't realize you've actually been playing into. And then what else are you going to do in this video? Fuck it, we'll see. Who knows? As you can see, this will be...
And he also curses in his videos, so... Hey.
At the end of the video. And this has been new every other year. You can see Rose got his hand on his head.
He's dancing.
And then this guy's on his knees. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But yeah.
He's not on his knees.
He's definitely on his knees.
His knees are in the air.
No. That's propaganda. That's propaganda. That was probably one of my best drawings that I've ever done. I'm really getting better, don't you think?
If they knew how long it took you to draw.
That takes about as long as the video.
Manifesting. I'm gonna just say it. Well, my thoughts on manifesting are like going into 2025 is knowing self. You gotta know yourself, and everything that you manifest has to come from something above you. It has to come from higher, right? And the one thing that he says a lot in his videos is you can't change an effect by changing an effect, which basically means you got to change your mindset before you could go out and physically do the thing that you want to go and do.
Guys, if you really do want to make 2025 the year where you enter your desired reality, then you got to move different. As I said, the whole reason why New Year, New Me doesn't work is because when you say new me, what you're talking about is a new version of you that's still trapped within the confinements of this third dimensional realm. You haven't yet changed what actually makes a difference in reality, because, in fact, I'm getting too excited. Relax. I'm going to get some.
Relax, you're going to get some.
Alright, cool. So, let's start off with just a simple fact. And the simple fact of the matter is that 90% of people, probably even more, fail to maintain their New Year's resolution. And it's because they're making a very deadly mistake. And as I always say, spirituality without the ability to...
I actually take notes as he's talking and as I'm doing this video.
To control your reality is vanity. The only thing you should be focused on doing in this year ain't fucking lizards, nigga, and conspiracy. It should really just be you getting into your desired reality. It's not about recording yourself, feet on the grass, say that you're grounded and all this other extra shit that niggas do that don't actually contribute to entering your desired reality, because that, I don't understand. Everything else is vanity. The mistake that majority of people make is to operate from the wrong plane of existence. And what I mean by that is this.
You're moving wrong.
When it comes down to altering your reality, the biggest mistake that people make without realizing it is that they focus on one thing, and that's action. Now, at first glance, you're probably thinking, action? Are you supposed to take action? Not necessarily.
That's what I would think. I would think if I wanted to change my desired reality, if I wanted to manifest the things that I wanted to do, is creating a schedule and breaking down what it is that I want to do and reverse engineering it into the fact of what does it take to get there. If I want to not be broke, that means I got to make more money. What's the easiest way for me to make more money? Get a job, or whatever the case may be. But he's saying it's contrary to that. So let's see.
You have to understand, anytime we're talking about action, we're talking about reality. And what I mean by that is this. In order for you to take action, action is a physical thing. And there's 3 planes of existence. All successful manifestation requires alignment across all 3 planes of existence. The mistake that 90% make is to prioritize simply one plane of existence. Anybody that ever struggles to maintain their New Year's resolutions or maintain their frequency, they make the mistake of operating solely from the physical plane and negating the fact that there's 3 planes of existence. Hence why anytime you see spiritual niggas that give you this idea that you don't have to take action and you can just sit there and it will come to you, it's just not how things work, because you're going against the very essence of your being, because you are comprised across 3 planes of existence: mental plane, physical plane, spiritual plane. The God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit. It's the same 3 triune nature that you have to align with if you want to enter your desired reality. Now, does that mean that taking action is going to be difficult? No. I'll actually explain to you why it ends up being very difficult for people who, let's say, try to get their money right, they try to go to the gym. As I said, the biggest mistake as to why people struggle to enter their desired reality is because they're operating from one plane of existence and one plane of existence only. And in fact, they're actually operating from the plane of existence that by the time that you see it, it's too late. Now, let me explain what I mean.
3 planes.
Some people get real creative. How can someone say...
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what the 3 planes of existence are. I don't know if he's gonna say it in this video. But we'll see.
Sometimes I think Nero is a gangster/rapper who kidnapped a spiritual guy in his basement, and he scares him by shape-shifting into his reptile skin, takes all the information and shape-shifts back to human form, and blesses us with the wisdom, no Diddy, and AJ tortures the trapped guy with baby oil, forcing him to say that Drake and Flash are the best.
What's his name?
He's
exposing us. We gotta find him and shut his shit down.
That's a crazy comment.
Bro, I keep saying we need to start banning niggas from this show.
Comment, man. Some of y'all weird
crazy.
out there, man.
He says, what was baby oil?
Hey, don't focus on my part. Let's focus on the reptilian skin.
Take me on a trip I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you.
I ain't gonna lie, Nero be having the songs too.
Okay.
He be having the tracks. He always singing in his videos like that.
As I said, just to reiterate some important points.
People struggle to maintain New Year's resolutions because they only use one plane of existence.
Cool.
Yeah.
Most people struggle to maintain their New Year's resolution.
In the comments, right? I know it's the 6th, right? It's only the 6th. It's only January 6th. But what are your New Year's resolutions, and how are you maintaining them? Excuse me.
You should actually change their realities, because really and truly, your New Year's resolution should actually lead to a change in your reality. That's the whole point people do them, and actually transform your reality. It shouldn't be some phase that it goes in and out, in and out, in and out, as it has been. But don't worry, relax, you're going to get some. I'm going to explain how exactly you can actually make God be the one that makes you keep your New Year's resolutions. Because if we see like this, as I said, the big mistake that people make is to operate like a human. And what I mean by that is that being a human inherently means that you're trapped within this third dimensional realm. And anytime you're trapped within this, well, trapped into operation from this third dimensional realm, oh, you're trapped into an illusion. An illusion is something that appears to be other than what it is, which is a trap.
Long story short, be godlike, be very godlike, but also give glory to God and the Most High.
You need to begin to operate from your God self. On my knees, I'm on my knees all the time, man. Pause.
God self.
You need to begin to operate from your God self, which transcends the illusion, transcends what mistakes that you're currently making. You need to be above it. And the first thing that you need to do is to come to a truth about the true causal nature of reality. Here's the mistake that people keep making. The mistake that people keep making, whether they realize it or not, is to attempt to change an effect by changing an effect.
Yeah, he said that.
What do you mean by that?
He says that a lot in his videos.
I'll explain. I'll not only explain that, but I'll also explain the chain of events that actually leads to the materialization of your desired reality, because you need to understand the series of events that unfold on a multidimensional level that actually lead up to the materialization of your reality. Because until you have the ability to reverse engineer the chain of events that leads to the materialization of your reality, you won't actually have the ability to change your reality. So it's important that we take it step by step. So just hold your horses there, mate. Hold your horses.
Word. I probably started this video at the wrong time because I'm supposed to be I'm looking to get a call in within the next couple.
Okay, so
within the next hour.
Like I said, the mistake that people keep making by using one plane of existence, the plane of existence that people are mainly using is the physical plane.
Physical plane.
The ego falls into a very dangerous trick, and you need to be aware of this trick. And this is it. Anytime that we want to change reality on a physical level, so let's say I want a haircut, for example, or I want to brush my teeth, or I want to eat food, what we do as human beings is to take action. So what ends up happening is that action becomes tied to what we determine to be a result in our head. So most people think in order for me to get a particular result, let's say I want to lose a certain amount of weight, I want to make a certain amount of money, they think I need to take the action to do that. But that's the trick of the ego. Understand. You need to understand the multi-dimensional sequence of events that lead to the unfoldment of reality. When I say multi-dimensional, I mean across all three planes of existence. What a lot of people do is to use one plane of existence, and that being the physical plane. The physical plane is where we operate, and the mistake that our ego falls into, or the illusion that our ego falls into, is to think, if I want to get a result, because this is what we're so used to doing, think about it. Whenever you're hungry, you think, oh, let me go cook some food, or let me order some food.
He's absolutely correct on what he's saying so far. I'm waiting to get more context because from my knowledge, I can't elaborate on it. But I agree to the fact that when we want something done, we think about the action that it's going to take to get it done. Like I said earlier, you want more money, you go get a job, and you got to put in the work to get the money, right? What I think he's going to go into is more of the mindset and more of the spiritual, because like I said, I'm not too sure what the three planes of existence are. This is why I'm watching these videos, to learn. But I do believe that it may be one of the other planes may be the spiritual plane, right? And you have to be spiritually, or your frequency have to align with the result, and then the physical happens, right? You can't just go straight into the physical. You have to, your frequency has to align with what it is that you want. But let's learn. Let's continue and see where he's gonna go with it.
Or if I'm thirsty, let me take a drink. This is just what we do on a day-to-day basis. If I want to write something on a board, I'm taking the physical action to write a board. And our ego ends up falling into a mistake of intertwining action and result. So to get a result, we think we must take action. But anything that we do within the physical plane, you have to understand that the physical plane is an effect. Now, please stop and let that marinate. How the fuck does it make sense to change an effect by changing an effect? That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to change an effect by changing an effect. That doesn't make any sense at all. But this is what we do because our ego tricks us into the illusion of intertwining action and result, because this is what we're used to doing, without realizing that if reality is just an effect, then effects can't exist without causes, and causes can't exist without effects. So where is the cause? But
cause and effect are together. You can't have a cause without an effect. You can't have an effect without a cause. And we learned that in school. We learned that. That's pretty basic knowledge. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, kind of like the cause and effect. But those are two concepts that we learned like in school. So something causes everything, and everything you do causes something.
Idea, and this is what the Bible talks about when we begin to esoterically look at the definitions of what people conceptualize as false gods. To make anything a false god is to give reality causality. Let's borrow that down. To make anything a false god is to give reality causality. And what I mean by that is to attribute something in reality, because reality is an illusion, remember. This is what the devil represents, being trapped within the illusion of this third dimensional realm and operating from a false lens. The whole point of you actually changing your reality this year is only going to come through you operating through your God eyesight. Did I say that right? God sight? God eyes? Fuck it. God eye, God sight, whatever you want to say. And what I mean by that is that's simply your perspective to take a higher frequency perspective across reality. And when I say high frequency, please don't think I'm talking about you getting on a particular diet and all of this and you not listening to fucking Future or whatever you might conceptualize as low frequency and high frequency. Frequency is nothing more than an energetic vibration, an energetic signature that has been continuously repeated and gained momentum. That expresses itself in us as human beings through our level of awareness. So to have a high frequency is to have a high level of awareness. To have a high level of awareness is to have a high level of awareness above the illusions that reality presents. One of them being that reality, the third dimensional realm, is a cause. Because I kid you not, most people in this world think in order for me to change my reality, I need to take some type of physical action. And that's it. But no. And pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. You can't out-hustle your frequency. You can't out-hustle your state of consciousness. You can't out-hustle your state of mind. Impossible. And this is the mistake that we attempt to do when we try to take on these New Year's resolutions. That's what we try to do. Now, to the point that I'm saying...
This kind of goes into like what I say when I'm like... When I say you gotta live it and already see it and already see it before you actually take the actions to do it, right? Because if you're just doing it out of coming from a desperate place, you're not gonna achieve anything. You have to already know that you're gonna achieve it before you can achieve it.
Reality is not causality. That's the mistake that we often make. Mind is causality. The mind is the cause. And this right here is the very essence of why people actually never get to change their New Year's resolutions. You included, nigga, until you actually start taking these notes and make sure you leave them down in the comments. The biggest mistake as to why people actually don't have the capability of maintaining their New Year's resolutions because they're trying to out-hustle their state of mind. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example right now. AJ, how was your New Year's anyway?
New Year's, I was drinking. Captain Morgan.
Spice rum. So
Spice
good,
rum.
bro. It's so good. Guys, I
had a Magnum.
Maggie. Guys, I kid you not. I had a 2-day hangover. I don't know how. This has never happened to me in my life at all. Bro, I was in the club, innit? Sorry for the spiritual niggas. I was in the club on New Year's. We got a beef for a section, whatever you like call it. Bro, we must have cleared like 20 bowls.
That's insane.
And you know when it's bad? You know when it's bad when you're drinking and you can't even taste alcohol anymore. It just tastes like water. Bro, that hangover had me begging my body for forgiveness. I was literally like, bro, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Guys, if you guys have any hangover remedies, please.
Ginger.
I tried everything. I tried jugging water. My stomach was just bare full.
ginger.
It's full of water.
I don't know. I don't get drunk.
Yeah.
I think ginger's a hangover remedy.
Great at the time. Anyways,
I don't really drink, so.
I'll give you two examples. The most common examples that I'm aware of when it comes to New Year's resolutions. Actually, let me use a new color. You can see I'm spoiling you guys. We've got some new colors. We'll start off with the most simple example. The individual, and in fact, perfect. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Hopefully that's the middle.
Cause and effect.
So, understand, cause and effect. Every cause must have an effect, and every effect must have a cause. Correct. Cause and effect are always intertwined, they're always one. Please write that down. Cause and effect are always one. It's inescapable for your cause to lead to a different effect, and it's inescapable for your effect to lead to a different cause. They're always directly going to be intertwined and one. So, if somebody, for example, is unfit mentally, because understand, the mind is the causal realm. What you don't realize is that this third dimensional realm that we operate in, this physical plane, this world that we live in, is first preceded by an internal world that is exactly like it. I need you to really imagine that. And that place is all inside your head. And you need to begin to extrapolate this down to the smallest of things in your mind. You have to be extremely conscious about the things that you entertain mentally. And I say this from a point of thoughts, especially the ones that are emotionally charged, because emotion adds a different vibration to a thought, leading to an increased likelihood in the materialization of that thought down from, let's say, the mental plane down to the physical plane, because this is the chain of events. So if somebody is
long story short, have good mental health.
Unfit in the realm of cause, they cannot be fit in the realm of effect. Bear in mind, when we say effect, we're talking about reality, where you're watching this right now, where you want to make those changes.
So if you have a unfit mind and you just have unfit mentality, you cannot be physically fit in reality, right? The reality cannot be fit because you just can't.
And it's important you begin to kind of create this little table right here, because it makes things so simple, and simplicity is the highest form of sophistication, as Leonardo da Vinci said. This don't make no sense. And this is exactly the mistake that people attempt to make. People think I can be unfit mentally, unhealthy mentally. In your head, you're just thinking about a Big Mac. You're just thinking, could really smash that. Yeah, could really fuck up the smash burger right now. Yeah. But then you try to take the physical act of, let's say, going to the gym. No. Pay attention to what I said. You cannot outwork your state of mind. You cannot outgrind your state of consciousness. You cannot outrun your frequency. Whatever is in the realm of cause will. And this is inescapable. I can't emphasize this enough.
So you gotta change your mindset.
Will be printed.
You have to change your mindset
into the realm of effect, which is what we consider to be reality. So I'll give you another one. Let's say somebody is broke. And we've all tried this. Niggas try to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Niggas try to save their money. Without changing our state of consciousness, being one in a particular state of consciousness of poverty. That can only lead to the effect, no matter what you do. And this is why sometimes it feels like we're just trapped. This is why sometimes it feels like we just can't escape ourselves. Everybody has started a New Year's resolution. You know, mine was to not drink. And I went drunk into New Year's. So everybody starts a New Year's resolution. That may be to lose weight, that may be to get money, and maybe to get a particular partner. Everybody simply focuses on one plane of existence. And ironically, the plane of existence that they actually focus on is the effect. And you can't change an effect by changing an effect. It's not going to work if you have a particular state of consciousness where you're unfit in the mind, in your internal world. You're entertaining thoughts that reflect. And bear in mind, this could be thoughts that reflect directly your state of consciousness, thoughts that imply your state of consciousness, and thoughts that resonate with your state of consciousness. An unfit mind will lead to you being unfit in reality.
Change your inner.
You being mentally, doesn't matter how many fucking Rich Dad, Poor Dad you read, gang. It's not going to work. And I say
you gotta be able to change your inner for outward solutions. Outward what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. But you gotta be able to change your inner thoughts, and then the outward will come with it, right? And then if deep down, this is why also, so you gotta break down yourself. If deep down inside your mind reflects broke, or you have an implied reality of broke, or you just resonate with broke people or broke mentality, that's what's gonna exude from you. That's what your lifestyle will be. So you have to be able to break yourself down and be able to change your mind. And nothing about that is easy in my eyes.
say this from experience. You can't outrun the cause. You
Can't
can't.
outrun the cause.
And this is where most people focus.
like that
most
one.
people focus on here.
I like that one. You can't.
But by the time you're seeing it, it's already said and done. It's already done. It's game over. And I'll give you the multi-dimensional chain of events that actually lead to the materialization of reality, so you can better understand.
So
and don't worry, I'm explaining to you.
You have to change the cause. You have to figure out what's causing you to be in the situation that you're in, and then get the right mindset to be able to change it. It's not just putting in a physical act, right? You have to believe in yourself.
How you can actually have the universe maintain your frequency, maintain your New Year's resolution. Just relax, you're gonna get some. But it's important that I show you the mistakes that most people, including yourself, has made, including myself.
So when are you gonna watch Interstellar, bro?
Interstellar?
Well, I don't know. I'll probably watch it sometime this weekend.
Interstellar is actually a good movie. I like that movie.
Good. Absolute cinema, that is.
I don't know, man. You'll see. The film is 3 hours as well. The only 3-hour films I rate is Avatar.
But I said the Marvel films are 3 hours, bro.
Depends which ones.
Especially Batman.
Batman is not Marvel.
I know Batman's not Marvel, but I'm saying.
So why did you say it one after another?
Man said Batman is Marvel. Get it together,
you told me
AJ.
to come, bro.
Pause.
Of course it is. Is that what you wanted to hear?
AJ, stop flirting with me, please.
Bro.
I need to report this nigga to HR. So you have to understand the chain of events, I say, that leads to the materialization of reality. And once you see these chain of events, you're now going to have the ability to reverse engineer them. Because by the time we experience reality, it is so far down the chain of events that any attempt to change reality via changing reality means you're already fucking with something that has been long set in motion. And I need you to understand that. This third dimensional realm, your world, your universe, your reality that you experience, the conditions, circumstances, events, and even the people you meet, extrapolate this to all of them. By the time that you encounter them and you experience them, this is a delayed state of consciousness materializing. I repeat, this is a delayed state of consciousness materializing. But understand, the true definition of manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which I'm no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. So really and truly, we're going to get you into a particular state of consciousness by the end of this video. That means you won't have to see reality change. Because as it says in the Bible, John 3:27, a man can receive nothing unless it is first given to him from heaven, which is the particular state of consciousness where there is no worry, there is no desire, and there's no particular degree of scarcity, worry, or insecurity. And that's the true embodiment of manifestation. Hence why Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom, and then righteousness and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom. Bear in mind, it also says in the Bible that the true temple of God was not built with hands. Understand what that is in Corinthians. It says that you are the dwelling place of God. But understand these are the chain of events. So, in order for you to experience reality, you take a particular degree of action. Something that precedes action, the thing that comes before action, is the things that you're compelled to do. Sometimes you'll be driving home from work and you'll say, oh, take a left this time, don't go down that route. Oh, let me change this on my website. Let me reach out to this person. Let me go out today. Let me go do this. Let me go see this person today. There's this kind of voice in our head that compels us to do things.
Your favorite TV shows are on YouTube. Enjoy the latest releases.
No ads, man. No ads.
The things that we're compelled to do is preceded by our intuition.
Follow that intuition, man.
And our intuition is preceded by frequency. Now, to simplify what I mean when I say frequency, you can think about frequency like a unique code. When you order something online, it taps into a unique code that lines up with that particular item, which then corresponds to a particular item in a physical warehouse or storage unit, and then they send that out. It's the same thing with realities. So a reality where you are fit has a unique product code. If you type in that product code, the universe will give you, it has no choice but to give you that. Understand this is spiritual science, which means that you need to have a certain degree of confidence.
That's a fire way of looking at it. That was a fire way of looking at it. Your frequency is a unique code, and if you tap into your frequency and change your code, then the universe has no choice but to give you what aligns with that code. That's a fire way of looking at it. That is
when we're doing the stuff that we're doing here. You can't be commenting under my shit asking, oh, Nero, is this gonna da-da-da-da-da? No, understand, this is a science. So if you do what you're supposed to do, it will give you that result. You need to have that particular degree of confidence in you. Because understand what I'm about to say, because this is a boss, so write this down. More importantly than what you do is the conviction in what you're doing. I repeat, more important than what you do is the conviction in that what you're doing is working and it is right. Because belief is the simplest form of magic. Niggas want to talk about witchcraft. Witchcraft, the simplest form of
belief is the simplest form of magic. He on a level with this one. He on a level with this one. He on a level with this one. I like that one. Belief is the simplest form of magic. That is a bar. Write that down.
Witchcraft is belief. There's people out here making double the waves you are with less your talent, less than half of your talent, all because they believe in themselves. Because the thing about belief is that belief begins to transcend what we conceptualize as logic. People like to categorize themselves as realistic or logical or rational and so on and so forth, which is cool. But what you're deeming yourself to be, what you're basing yourself to be off is a realm of illusion. It's 0.0035% because that's all we can see. Because we see through a process called refraction. Refraction is visible light bouncing off surfaces, and visible light is a tiny portion of the entirety of the electromagnetic spectrum from infrared to ultraviolet, so on and so forth. So for you to be a realistic person, you're deeming your potentiality off 0.0035%, which is what you can see, instead of the other, I believe, 99.9965% of what is unseen. And that unseen is where we're going into here, the realm of...
Oh, he just, bro, that the man knows his stuff. That was fire. That was fire, and it is resonating. So don't be a realistic person, because that's just limiting yourself to less than 1% of what it takes to.
Of the mic, the frequency. So you can think about it like that, and the elements that comprise frequency, just for simplicity. What makes up your frequency? It's your beliefs. It's your emotionally charged thoughts.
And that's one thing I talk about. Is your emotions. Being in control of your emotions is more of what I'm centered on, and more of what I can elaborate on. But he's going a little bit, a lot more deeper than what I usually talk about.
It is what you're focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
It is what you believe aligns with your identity. I feel like something is missing here.
It's why you gotta see yourself. You gotta hold yourself in such a high regard and believe so much in yourself, and change your thoughts to recognize your downfalls, but use those as powers. Right? Change your downfalls into powers. Focus on the good in your life, not focus on the negative in your life, and again, identify as someone that has already in the reality that you want to be. And if you want to be a firefighter, identify as a firefighter. And that's nothing. A lot of people are going to be like, men identifying as women. We're not talking about that type of stuff right now. We're talking about identifying as the highest version of yourself, and then changing your frequency to then change your intuition, to then change what you're compelled to do, which then changes your actions, which then changes your reality. And the reality is the last thing that's going to change. So Nero's on the level.
AJ, what's missing here?
Release emotionally charged rules, focus, identity.
I don't know. And emotions / needs.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put conviction in there too.
Again, the emotions is very important. Changing your emotions towards things and putting yourself in better situations so that your emotions aren't affected as much.
Let's look at the mistake a lot of people make, because as I said, I kind of showed you the table split in half between cause and effect, and understand whatever your cause is will lead to that effect, and you cannot experience a different effect until you first experience a different cause. That's a bar that down. These are the chain of events. So let's go back to our two examples of the person that goes to the gym. So let's say you're somebody who's unhealthy and you want to get in shape or whatever. If your frequency is calibrated to be resonant with somebody who is unhealthy and unfit, then understand this is what's unconsciously happening on a multidimensional level, leading up to a reality where you, my friend, are unfit. And hence why I said we need to understand the chain of events that lead to the materialization of reality so we can reverse engineer. So let's say you're unfit and you're unhealthy. That means your intuition will be calibrated to only give you the intuition that is resonant and directly equivalent to you being unfit, which means you're then compelled to do things that keep you unfit and unhealthy.
Then you're compelled,
which then means you end up needing to take
life.
actions that maintain you being unfit and unhealthy. So hence why the biggest difficulty that you're ever going to have in this reality is to attempt to take action out of a state of consciousness that you're in complete contradiction to. You want to take the physical action of going to the gym and getting in shape. Mentally, you're unfit and you're overweight mentally. Because understand, before anything exists physically, it first exists vibrationally. And that's a combination of mentally and spiritually. That's a bar that down.
This is honestly such a simple concept, but it's so well articulated and so well broken down. Shout out to Nero.
So then, when New Year's hits, you're in the gym for the first week. You're like, yeah, I'm in the gym. You might even be in there for the first 2 weeks. You're like, yeah, I'm in the gym for the first 2 weeks. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to lose this weight. Lo and behold, nigga, you ain't changed your frequency. You haven't changed your mind, which means you haven't altered the realm of cause. And if you haven't altered...
The only thing you did was change your schedule. The only thing you did was change your schedule to allow more time to go to the gym.
The realm of cause, what you're attempting to do is to out hustle your frequency. So then you think to yourself, hey, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. Nigga, it rains once and you're like, it's raining outside. It's going to be hard. It's raining outside. Now we can get to the gym. Or, for whatever reason, it's 5 p.m., 6 p.m. You're like, ooh.
It's late.
It's 6 p.m. The gym's going to be full right now. There's going to be no machines. I'm not going to be able to work out. Lo and behold, the things that you're compelled to do, that little whisper in your head, that voice that always talks you out of your desired reality, is always coming from the wrong frequency. That's a bar that down. What did I just say?
The voice in your head. Is that we? Something coming from the wrong frequency? No? Huh? What are you
going to do with them, guys? That voice in your head that always leads you towards a wrong reality can only exist because you're in the wrong frequency.
Nigga made it sound like I was far off. Get this nigga out of here.
Best believe it or not, anybody that's in a particular state of consciousness, where let's say that they are, let me change colors. Let's say that we have somebody who is fit, somebody who is healthy. Then understand that their intuition is going to calibrate them to receive intuition. Bear in mind, intuition is comprised of 2 words. In, inner, tuition, teaching, guidance. Inner tuition, inner teaching, inner guidance. Mm-hmm. Their intuition is going to be reflective of somebody who's healthy, which means the things that they're going to be compelled to do are going to be things that only resonate, reflect, and imply a particular degree of fitness and healthiness. Then that means taking action for them is going to be so easy. There's some people that just love going to the gym. They're like, I love going to the gym. See them niggas, I'm like, what? Like, they love it. But that's because they're preceded. That voice in their head is leading them towards a right reality because they're in a right frequency. Which then leads to them taking action of being fit, which then leads to materialization of a reality where they are fit.
Looks like you spelled something else other than fit there, mate.
What do you think that says? What do you think?
I'll leave that for the viewers.
What do you think that says? I see.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And please extrapolate this to whatever your desired reality is, because this, I'm giving you the most basic examples of what typically people base New Year's resolutions around: health and money, typically.
Yeah.
So let's look at one for money. Because the more we do this, the more you're going to gain an idea. Because here's the thing: now we can reverse engineer. And when you can reverse engineer, this is how you begin to alter your reality.
He just said the key word that I always say: you got to reverse engineer. You got to figure out what it is that you want, and then work backwards to get there.
Because now it's not about focusing on down the street. Because by the time it gets there, it's already set in motion. And please, I can't emphasize this enough. Whatever your desired reality is, please write out these chain of events and follow it from the top. Because your frequency is the biggest domino of your reality. It is the domino that everything must fall under. Action will get smacked by frequency every single time, just like this.
Good.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Huh? I'm making clapping noises and you're saying
This is why they accuse us, bro.
These two
It's
dudes
your
are
fault.
hilarious,
Me, it's your fault. Now,
These
like
two
I
dudes are
said,
funny.
this can be whatever your particular desired reality is. Let's use the example of, let's say somebody who's broke and you want to make a certain amount of money this year, and you struggle to do things that financially literate people, air quotes, tell you to do, such as, whether it be saving, investing, just not being a nigga with your money, basically. Let's say your frequency is that of being broke. That means your intuition, the things that you're going to be naturally guided and compelled to do, is only going to reflect and resonate with things that compel you
to
do broke shit. And when you do that, you're only going to be able to take action that keeps you broke, such as spending money that you don't even have before it's come in. You know when you're supposed to get money coming in, it hasn't landed yet, but you're just gonna spend it. It doesn't come.
Savage mode.
And please,
that's a savage.
Then you end up in a particular reality based upon the action, because you have to understand that action is very important, but more importantly than action is right action, and I can't emphasize that enough. A lot of people solely focus on action. That's what
I like that one too. More important than action is right action. Instead of being like, oh, I want to do this, make sure what you're going to do is the right thing that's going to lead you to where you need to be or where you want to be.
But they focus on right action in a wrong frequency. Please, wrong frequency and right action will always lead to a wrong reality, because your frequency is more powerful than action. Let me write that down. Frequency is more powerful than action.
Yeah, frequency is where it starts.
That's not to say that action is unimportant, because I'm not one of those spiritual niggas that are going to lie to you and allow you to be lazy to some degree, because they're doing nothing more than quite literally telling you what an aspect of you wants to hear. And a lazy particular state of consciousness is always going to lead to a reality that reflects laziness. We're not here to do that. We're here to be optimal across all three planes of existence and master all three planes of existence. Now, frequency is more important than action, but that doesn't mean action is unimportant. Right frequency, right action, right reality. But right action can only be right action if it is born out of right frequency. So, let's say you wanted to get into a particular state of abundance now, and you want to either get promoted at your job, get more clients for your business, have somebody spoil you, whatever it may be. Let's say you get into a particular frequency of abundance. I'm running out of space here. In fact, let me just clean up.
That green pen is really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that green is nice. But yeah, he's spitting facts, man. He's spitting complete facts.
No, sometimes you made that board a bit too wet, man.
Wow.
He's spitting complete facts.
I never heard of anything being too wet a problem.
Sense. It's a very simple concept. It's just a lot of people don't have the knowledge, right? A lot of people don't have the details on how to reverse engineer the reality that they're looking for. They think that just taking action is going to get them where they want, but where do these actions come from? What is the...
And guys, I should really let you guys know that this is one of the first things that I show to my clients when they hire me. We go through the chain of events so they can understand how the materialization of their reality is going to be once we begin to change things, because a lot of people don't understand this chain of events, and because they don't understand this chain of events, they can't reverse engineer and go backwards. Because if you want to change your reality, then you need to think about action you're taking. Action you're taking is based upon the things you're compelled to do. Are you being compelled to do things that are contradictory and in opposition to your desired reality? If so, that means your intuition is coming from a wrong place. And if your intuition is coming from a wrong place, that means your frequency is in the wrong place. And if your frequency is synonymous with mind, imagination, consciousness, which is the causal realm of reality, then every cause must lead to an effect. And that effect will be you being trapped in a particular condition of reality where it seems like you can't break out of for whatever reason. And I wish more people knew about this, because like, especially growing up, you know, seeing family members go through the same cycles of trying their absolute best to work as hard as possible to change their reality, you know, seeing my mom and my auntie go through that, so on and so forth. And, you know, when we look at things multidimensionally across multiple chain of events, it begins to make sense. You know, wrong frequency will always lead to a wrong reality, no matter how hard you try. But a lot of our people, especially, work themselves to the bone and quite literally burn up all the energy that they have until they're completely depleted, without realizing that, you know, the action that they were taking was coming from the wrong place. Now, let's say let me change colors. Let's say you want a particular degree of abundance or wealth. First thing I'll tell you that wealth isn't a particular number. Wealth isn't a number. You can ask somebody what's the abundant amount of money and they'll say a completely different number. It's because wealth is a particular state of consciousness where you're free from worry, you're free from desire, you have nothing but internal security. That, and you have more than enough. That's the true embodiment of wealth. And that begins in a state of consciousness, because if you want to experience wealth physically, then you first must be wealth mentally, vibrationally, spiritually. And the way you do that is by entering a frequency that resonates with a particular degree of wealth. So the first thing that you need to do if you want a particular degree of abundance, and I could make a whole video on this, but for 2025, one thing that you need to hold, which you've never probably held, you've probably been taught to hold the opposite because it's just something that comes so easy to us, is the idea that I have more than enough. It's not until you mentally can accept the idea that you have more than enough and you accompany that particular thought, that particular belief with the emotions of security, overjoy, peace, satisfaction.
He's good.
If you want that, then you must enter that frequency-wise, and then that intuition, you'll be given the intuition of somebody who's abundant and wealthy. Then all of a sudden your mind will start telling you to do certain things that you've never even done before. Watch this video, click this, see this, do this, change this, get this, buy this, study this, read this, do this, talk to this person.
Facts. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I've been locked into a whole bunch of different things, especially Nero. Now I've been watching Nero for a little minute now though, but other aspects of things that I'm trying to achieve in my life, and I'm changing my mentality, I'm changing my frequency to it, and now my intuition is telling me to search up certain things, and then I become compelled to watch certain things and to study certain things, and then I take actions based on those things that I learn, and then I'm slowly changing my reality.
That means the things that you'll be compelled to do is going to be calibrated and directly intertwined to...
Yeah, so my camera died, but we back. We got 11 minutes left. My camera literally died, bro, in the middle of the video, but we're gonna get right into it. Finish this off. Yeah, let's get into it.
Is going to be calibrated and directly intertwined to a particular state of consciousness of abundance and wealth. That means the action that you're going to take is going to be much easier. So you attempt to do certain actions that you may have tried to do before, it's just going to fall into place, and it's not going to be resistant. Because any particular time that you're feeling this kind of resistance or struggle when you're taking action, is because you're not in the right frequency. If going to the gym feels like a struggle, then that's because you're not in the right frequency, you're not in the right state of mind. Because ask anybody who goes to the gym. Anybody who's in the right state of mind that loves going to the gym, they love going to the gym. You can't stop them from going to the gym. It's the same thing whenever I come across wealthy people. They love saving, they love investing, and it's because it's the state of consciousness. Then, based upon the action, they will then enter a reality that begins to reflect a particular degree of abundance and wealth. And as I said, these are the two basic New Year's resolutions, please extrapolate this to whatever it is. So if it's to be in a particular, let's say, successful relationship, then all you'd have to do is get into a frequency that resonates that through entering their particular beliefs, the emotionally charged thoughts, focusing on the aspects of polarity of reality that shows that you're in a successful relationship, embodying that identity and being in a state of, let's say, a mental
So be before you become. Be before you become.
attitude or a mood or the conviction that you have that will lead to that intuition being calibrated to that will lead to you being compelled to do natural things, and then that will lead to a particular state of action, and then that will lead to a reality. And this is inescapable.
Someone said, since Nero appeared, I'm seeing people all over social media all of a sudden teaching what he's teaching without giving credit. This man is silently revolutionizing the spiritual space. These spaces will never be the same again. And hopefully people figure out who's responsible. Full stop. Fire emoji.
Yeah, shout out to Nero, man. If you're going to, take his talking points, give the man some credit, right? He deserves the credit that I'm giving him in this video, for one. And the work that he puts behind his videos, the knowledge that he has, give the man his credit, man. He deserves it. Shout out to Nero.
That's real. That's real. That is real.
Yeah, man.
Someone said you need to drop a hoodie.
Yeah, people keep asking for merch, but I told them the merch that I own is the space that we take up in their minds. You feel me?
That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, you gotta give credit to the content creators. If you're using their ideas, their thoughts, tag them. Like, content creators, they like that type of stuff. As long as you're giving them credit, should be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real interesting. Yeah. Be before you become. That's my philosophy. You gotta embody what it is that you want to become and what you want to be, and then your mind changes your reality, or your frequency. Your mind is just part of the frequency. Your mind is just one part of the frequency.
Before I tell you how to actually have God maintain your New Year's resolutions, there's another mistake that just came to the top of my head that a lot of people make. And chances are you're making this mistake, and the fact that you're making this mistake is actually what's repelling your reality from you. So please, lock into what I'm about to say. A lot of people have this particular preconceived notion of good things take time.
I believe that personally. I believe that certain things that I'm working towards in my personal life is going to take time for me to get there.
A lot of people, when it comes to their New Year's resolutions, they're under the particular idea of, oh, this year I will get into shape. Oh, this year I'm going.
I already know where he's going with this. You can't say it's kind of a limiting belief, because you say you will do something means that you aren't it already. In order to be something, you have to be something.
To be X amount of money. My point being, they're all future projections. And so long as you're adhering to the concept of the future, and that means you're adhering to the concept of the past, which means you're adhering to the illusion of time, because time doesn't exist outside of this third dimensional realm. Any type of manifestation that you do requires you to transcend this third dimensional realm and go outside of it. But so long as you're confined by time, that means you're operating within it. And so long as you're operating within it, then you're trapped by an illusion. And an illusion is a trap. Good things don't make time, you make time. That's a bar that down.
Good things don't
Good
make
things
time.
don't make time. You take time. And what do I mean by that? Anytime somebody has this particular projection into the future of, oh, this year I'm going to be this. This year I'm going to be this year I will be this year I'll get here. What you're doing without realizing is creating the illusion of time, which is actually repelling you from your desired reality. What you actually need to do is step into the truth of reality and see reality from your God's eye view. And the God's eye view says, outside of this third dimensional realm, which is exactly where you need to go if you want to materialize your desired reality, there is no fucking time. So every time you say I will be, you're saying to the universe that currently I am not. So then you can only have what you already have. So then the universe continues to give you more of that, which is I am not. I will be in shape this year. What are you saying? Exactly. I am not in shape now. I'm going to make X amount of money this year. What are you saying? I'm not now. And then now is the only time that exists outside this third dimensional realm, because outside of this third dimensional realm, time doesn't exist. Even if you look at the nature of time, if you look at a clock, What's the shape of a clock? A clock is circular because time is cyclical outside of this third dimensional realm, as opposed to what we've been taught it to be, which is linear. And as I said, in order for you to materialize your desired reality, you need to transcend this third dimensional realm and begin to operate from the truest aspect of who you are, which is God. Materialized, of course, in this third dimensional realm. Hence why there is no I will be, there is no I'm going to be, because the idea that good things take time comes from a misunderstanding of what the true definition of manifestation is. The true definition of manifestation is internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. Fucking now. But so long as you're saying I will be, I will be, I will be, you're projecting reality into a future that doesn't exist. And because you're projecting reality or your
so instead of saying I will, you gotta say I am.
Desired reality into a future that doesn't exist, you end up projecting your reality, your desired reality away from you. So it runs away from you like this. So, how do I make my New Year's resolution stick, Nero? It's alright, you're gonna get some.
He's right.
Zip up your pants, keep it in your pants.
He's absolutely right. You gotta already embody what it is that you want to be, because when you say outward limiting beliefs,
I can't emphasize how important
you limit what the universe is going to give to you. If you say you will be rich, that means you're not rich now, and you can only have what you already have.
That chain of events are. I really can't.
This man is smart.
Like, it's one of the first things I show to all my clients. By the way, if you're an entrepreneur who's stuck at a revenue ceiling and you want to break out and 2 to 5 extra revenue in the next 7 weeks, then link in the description. You know, one of my clients, Josh, I remember him literally this time last year actually, was stuck at 15K per month for like 8 months. And in 2 months, he got to 30K without making any business changes. And one of the things that I showed him was that chain of events that I showed you. Niggas are always like, why do you show us the stuff that your clients pay for? Look, I like you niggas.
I'm pretty sure he's not giving us all the details because we're not paying for this. So
what color should I use? First thing that you have to do.
Number 1. Practice every we should be good. Claim it now. There's no future. You gotta claim everything now. Don't let yourself be stuck in with time constraints and limits. That's pretty much what I'm doing.
Aaron,
that's
my notes. That's Mufasa. Yeah, yeah, that's Mufasa. You don't know what that is, it?
I don't know that song.
You don't know.
Of course I do, bro.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Nightmare. Here's the 3 things you need to do if you actually want to make your New Year's resolution stick. First things first, you need to prioritize entering your desired reality mentally before you start taking action physically. Everybody does it backwards. Everybody thinks I'm going to... What are you looking at? What's wrong?
Just read it, bro.
No, but you're looking at it like something's wrong. This guy. You make me self-conscious now.
I just haven't seen this before.
You make me self-conscious now.
It's okay. Keep going. You're doing a good job.
These 2 dudes
don't ever
crazy,
say that to me. Don't ever say that to me again.
These 2 dudes, man.
You need to prioritize entering your desired reality mentally before taking action physically. As I said, everybody does it backwards. Everybody thinks, I want to get into my desired reality, let me take action first. No. You actually need to spend time allowing it to marinate in your state of consciousness by first claiming your state of consciousness, whatever it is now. So if you want to be somebody who's fit, the first thing that you need to do is to start thinking things that fit people think, and combining with a particular degree of emotion, because emotionally charged thoughts are the only thoughts that create reality. Not all thoughts are equal. Don't listen to those spiritual things that tell you thoughts create reality. That is not the case. You first need to claim it now and pay attention to that last word, now. Not projecting it into the future. You need to claim, I'm so happy that I'm fit right now. I knew I was going to be in shape. This is the best shape I've ever been in. Extrapolate this, whatever it is. If it's money, oh, I knew I was going to hit this amount of money. I already knew I was going to hit this amount of money. I can't believe I made it here already. Whatever it may be. Because the moment you do that, then you actually begin to alter reality on the highest plane of existence, altering the sequence of events that lead to the materialization of your reality. You're pushing the big domino first instead of worrying about the little ones. As people say all the time, don't major in minors. Now,
Don't
and the final
major in
thing,
minors. It's
take
crazy.
action while embodying.
Don't
What do you
major in
mean by
minors.
that?
It's crazy.
What?
You're insane. You're insane. Don't major in minors. Don't spend all your time focusing on minor things. You're crazy.
Yeah. Shit, like you said it.
This guy needs to be put on a watch list. But anyways, then you need to take action while embodying it. So whenever you're taking a particular degree of action that is reflective of you entering a desired reality, and as I said, extrapolate this, whatever it is, make sure that while you're taking that action, you're combining it with the claiming that you are it right now. I can't tell you what that is, only you know what that is. But go across your beliefs, emotionally charged thoughts, your identity, your focus, so on and so forth, and then choose thoughts that reflect it and claim it now, or feeling that particular degree of emotion. And if you do that, then what you're slowly going to do is to alter the causal events that lead to the materialization of reality. And when you do that, you're going to have a much easier time maintaining it, because you're not going to feel this particular degree of resistance or struggle, because you've done it where you needed to do it. Pause. And yeah, Happy New Year's, niggas.
Don't major in minors is fire, but I agree with everything he said in this video. You gotta think it before you do it. You gotta think it before your thoughts are gonna dictate your actions, right? And you want to be able to have the right actions towards achieving your desired reality. So prioritize entering your desired reality mentally before you do it physically. Embody it now. If you want to be a doctor, you gotta act like a doctor, be a doctor, and say that I am a doctor now. And then take action while also embodying what it is that you want to do. Shout out to Nero. Yeah, shout out to Nero. I'm gonna end it there, and well, I'm gonna end this there, and yeah, shout out to Nero. Let's exit that, and I'm gonna release y'all in love like I always do. Release y'all in happiness, release y'all in abundance, and release y'all in y'all desired realities. Peace out.